Hey guys, and welcome to Distance Learning. Today we're going to talk about the relative adverb where. Student book, page 101. First of all, let's have a look at today's objective. So by the end of today's lesson, we will be able to identify the use of relative adverb where. Okay, let's start with the first sentence here. I would like you to read it and tell me, what does the word in blue indicate? Alright, this is a beautiful park where people can relax and have a picnic. So here we talk about a beautiful park. It means a place. So we use the relative adverb where to indicate places. Great guys. Remember guys, last time around that we discussed relative pronouns which, who, and that. So we say who or that can be used to indicate people, and which for things, ideas, or animals. Does it make sense, guys? Alright, guys, let's read the two sentences here together. This is a place where the accident happened, and this is a big park where we can play. Here, as you can see, we used the relative adverb where to indicate a place. So we say the relative adverb where introduces relative clauses. It indicates place and it can never be replaced by that. Whereas the relative pronoun who and which can be replaced by that. Remember that, guys. Okay, gentlemen, now time to practice. Let's start with activity A. Here you're going to correct the mistakes. This is the cafe who I usually go with my friends. Great, guys. As you can see here, we're talking about a place, the cafe. So we need the relative adverb where, not the relative pronoun who. So we say, this is the cafe where I usually go with my friends. Great. Let's move on to sentence number 2. This is the restaurant where my parents had dinner last night there. Excellent, guys. Here we need to cross out there. So we say, this is the restaurant where my parents had dinner last night. Perfect, guys. So let's have a quick recap of what we have seen so far. Let's start with the first example. That's the shop. We can find many interesting things there. So we say, that's the shop where we can find many interesting things. So we replaced the shop and there with the relative adverb where. It means that that's the shop, which is the main clause. Where we can find many interesting things is the relative clause. Let's move on to second example. That's the hotel. My father works there. Great. So we say that's the hotel where my father works. We replace the hotel and there with the relative adverb where. So it means that that's the hotel is the main clause and where my father works is the relative clause. Okay, a quick test to do. Now here you're going to join the sentences. Use where, who, or which. Let's start with first sentence. Every weekend we go to the park. We enjoy many activities. Great. Here guys, we are talking about the park, a place, so we need to use the relative adverb where. So we say, every weekend we go to the park where we enjoy many activities. Let's move on to sentence number 2. He is the new teacher. He will teach us science. Cool. Here we talk about teacher, the new teacher, who is a person. So we need the relative pronoun who or that. So we say, he is the new teacher who or that will teach us science. Excellent, guys. Let's move on to sentence number 3. Do you like this watch? I bought it yesterday. Great. Here we talk about a watch, a thing. So we need the relative pronoun which or that. So we say, Do you like this watch? Which or that I bought it yesterday? Great, guys. Thank you. Let's move to the last activity here. You're going to cross out the extra word. But first of all, I'm going to read the sentence for you, then I'll give you 10 seconds to answer. This is a new park where people can have fun there. This is the bank where my cousin works there. And sentence number 3, I like calm places where I can sit down and relax there. So 10 seconds, then we'll check your answers. Alright, let's start with number 1. So we say here, this is a new park where people can have fun. Thank you very much. We need to cross out the word there. Sentence number 2, this is the bank where my cousin works there. Great. So we need also to cross out the word there. So this is the bank where my cousin works. Last one. Excellent, guys. I say I like calm places where I can sit down and relax. So we need also to cross out the word there. Guys, I believe it's clear now that we use the relative adverb where to indicate places, whereas we use the relative pronoun who or that to indicate people, which or that to indicate things, ideas, or animals. Finally, I hope that you enjoyed the lesson, and please do not forget to do activity E and F, page 109, and log on to your Teams account and do the quiz. Stay safe, and bye for now.